You can catch this one. Loosely Business, Loosely Business D. Loosely Business D. Can you talk about it a little bit, man? You let the folks know what's going on, man. What you finna pop off in Loosely Business, man? A couple things we got going on in Loosely Business.
Yeah, so, we are going to be expanding, and obviously it's more work, but we've never shied away from work.
No, work ain't that.
First, what he was talking about, it's Loosely Dating. So we're starting a dating show, dating podcast, not a dating show, a dating podcast where we talk to different people about the troubles, the trials, the tribulations, the benefits of dating in modern society compared to, what we had to go through before.
I eternise your name. Walk ahead.
When you were
what's popping, man?
Not working out.
Yeah, not working out. Yeah. Would you like to share why you're not working out?
Yes.
Okay.
In context, for one, this is the reason for everything else. But I got cellulitis in my hip, and it progressed pretty quickly. I thought it was an ingrown hair. It obviously wasn't. But last Wednesday or so, or I think it was the Wednesday before, I noticed a bump on my hip, and I was thinking it was an ingrown hair. Well, I get to looking. That Sunday I'm in Dallas on Easter Sunday I'm in Dallas at a boxing gym, and man, it's tender, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like, man, I know it's that bump, but I know what's going on. And then that next day on Monday, I could just tell something. It wasn't it. Like it progressed that quickly. I could tell it wasn't a ingrown hair. So I text my stepdad, and he goes, "Yeah, that's cellulitis." And he called me in some prescriptions and stuff. And I was going to see how it was progressing and how it was going to, get better. Well, it didn't get that much better. So not in enough time to where I could train for the fight, because everyone knows I had bless you. Everyone knows I had a fight May 13th. So I had to pull out of the fight on Wednesday because I could barely walk. And just I wasn't gonna recover in enough time to train properly for the 6-week camp. We were down to 4.5 weeks at that point. And if I was out 2 weeks, I would have only gave me 2 more weeks to train, and that wasn't gonna be a proper camp for me to step up this level in competition. But it turns out that card was canceled anyways.
Really?
So that drama we were talking about, I'm not gonna mention it, but all that drama we were talking about was for no reason.
Oh, darn. But for the folks, Austin, that may not know what cellulitis is, can you explain to them what cellulitis is so they know what you got?
From what I understand, it's like staph. It just goes a little deeper in your skin.
Okay. So it's kind of worse than staph, sort of, I guess.
I don't know.
In your skin.
Yeah, I don't know. I had it when I was in high school. On my toe, we used to do what's called lock-ins. When Coach Natty, when we bring him on the interview, I'll have him talk about lock-ins because we used to do lock-ins. We'd do 72 hour or 3 days and 4 nights. We'd have to go up during the summer and just stay at the school full time. It was like a boot camp. It was like a hell week for us at football. This was at Parish Episcopal when I played for Coach Natty. Well, in the mornings at 5 a.m., he would wake us up at like 4:35 a.m. and he would start just turn on the lights, start counting down from 30.
Boot camp.
Oh, boot camp. And you had to be in line ready to run. And we had to run down the hall a little bit.
That's the thing I needed right there, boy, boot camp. See, I went to practice, I went to class, but in between that time, I was partying, bro. I ain't lying. I am not kidding. That's what I need. I need a boot camp. Because I'm telling you, I went to football practice, I went to class, and then in between that time, I was partying. Whether it was 30 minutes to an hour, man, that's what messed up my whole career, bro, partying. But, it's all good. I still like to party, but I party in moderation now.
So we would have to run the school. It was like an old factory. So we had a long hallway that we could run, and then we went up the stairs and then came all the way back. And so we would run like 2 miles, right, at first thing in the morning. So I guess I have done the running before.
I was going to say, once you integrate that into your running, Coach Natty's running, man, boot camp, Coach Natty's boot camp, man, he might be proud of you for doing that.
Well, I mean, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and running. Is
but
that
you
not
ain't doing Coach Natty, though.
Well, you want to come? I'll have Natty call me at 5 a.m. every morning. How about that?
Yeah, bro. Coach Natty, man.
But no, what we would, it's funny, is my freshman year, I had a couple like juniors and seniors looking out for me, and they said, "Just sleep in your shoes.
Yeah, sleep in your shoes.
Sleep in your shoes."
That's the best thing.
Because I'd be laying there, and then I woke up the next morning, and then I see like a bunch of people scrambling to put their shoes on and get in line. They've got 30 seconds to get their socks, shoes on, and get in line. I'm just like, all right,
Yeah.
time to go.
Yeah, ready to go. Rise and stand and go.
And then we would do abs right after the run. Then we would stretch. Then we'd go eat breakfast, and then we would go lift. No, then we would go do a walkthrough on the field, and then we'd come back and lift. Or maybe those two are reverse. I don't know. It's been like 7, 8 years, 9 years. Anyways, and then we would work out like 5, 6 times during the day.
Yeah.
And then that was like the week before the season started, if I'm correct. And then I had on this second toe right here, I had cellulitis, and I didn't want to tell anybody because I was a freshman and I was wanting to play, and I was playing fullback and I wanted to play, and so yeah, no, I was a sophomore. I'm sorry, I was a sophomore and I was wanting to play. This is my sophomore year, and then I was looking down and my toe was starting to rot, and I could start to see the tendon and the bone, and I didn't tell anybody. I just wrapped it up until eventually I was out there limping around, and that's the reason that they took me off of fullback, because I was starting fullback, and I ended up getting moved to center because I was limping around and the last 2 weeks of the off season. And they just thought that I was slow or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't fast, but they thought I was slow.
Yeah, you was extra slow.
And and so I eventually showed somebody, and then to that point, I was already moved in the line. But
And you said it in the toe, huh? About to rot your whole toe off, bro. Was it your big toe or what?
it was my second toe to the bottom.
Oh, you about to have 4 toes, bro.
I was about to have 4 toes.
Yeah, I know a guy like that. Yeah. I ain't gonna say
toes.
no name. Yeah. He's a great guy, too. Yeah. He's in sales.
Get it caught up or caught off or what?
He with a lawnmower or something. I forgot what happened. He cut it off though. He smooth sliced it out, bro. He's a profitable guy, man. Initials is AE, so he's got some podcasts and some shows, and he's a trainer, sales trainer. You got it now, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
See?
I do.
See, boy, I could play Jeopardy or something, man. I give some good hints, bro. We could tag team. You got it just like that, bro. I gave you 3 hints and we was winning. So, but I'm gonna give the folks a hint a little bit too, man. Let me see if you can catch this one. Loosely Business D. Loosely Business D. Can you talk about it a little bit, man? You let the folks know what's going on, man. What you finna pop off in Loosely Business, man? A couple things we got going on in Loosely Business.
Yeah,
So,
we are going to be expanding, and obviously it's more work, but we've never shied away from work.
no, work ain't it. Work's
First, what
easy.
he was talking about, it's loosely dating. So we're starting a dating show, dating podcast, not a dating show, a dating podcast where we talk to different people about the troubles, the trials, the tribulations, the benefits of dating in modern society compared to, what we had to go through before. So
And yes, married folks, you can still date. I still date my wife every day, so we'll add that in there too. Okay, so just get it right now. This is dating,
you think Alicia
not single dating.
You think Alicia would do an interview?
Yeah, she gonna do an interview. I'm gonna make her. Yeah, I don't know about making her, but I'm gonna try to force her. I can't make my wife do nothing. She ain't trying to do.
Yeah, no, you can't make her do nothing.
Hell no, no. Man. See, I'm gonna have to do her interview like off site, bro. I'm gonna have to record it on my phone and then we gonna have to play it. She ain't finna get on the camera. No, hell no. She ain't finna tell off on me, bro. She ain't finna tell hell no. She ain't finna tell all my secrets.
You're getting first
about
at it?
dating and yeah. When I forgot about a date
I'm
or
gonna get the video footage. It's gonna be spliced
or
up.
the date that wasn't what she thought it was gonna be or some shit. No. I'm just gonna tell you about our great dates, like when we go on vacation in May. I'll tell you about a couple dates.
No, the reason I wanted to start is because obviously, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a great way to grow the channel, get more audience. But I think there's in the whole dating podcast show, the whole scene on YouTube, whatever platform it's on, they're very, not all of them, but a lot of them are very shallow. They talk about the same few things. They talk about the 6-figure man. They talk about 6-foot man. They talk about standards for women, standards for men. Obviously, those things need to be addressed, but it's just a bunch of men and women trying to dunk on each other. And it's just going back and forth with insults, and they have these same few phrases and same few statistics about, it's, you'd have to watch it. Like if you watch Fresh and Fit, which I'm not shitting on them. There's a place for it. Obviously they're doing their thing. They're killing it. They're making a lot of money doing their podcast, but I think a lot of it is very, very surface level, and they don't take the time to sit down and actually go deeper into the conversation. Now, part of that could be the type of people they have on their podcast.
True.
Is they have somewhat, not everybody, obviously, but some shallow people on there in Miami that are just want to promote their Instagrams and their BBLs and stuff like that.
Right. Just on there to be on there for the shine.
Exactly. Just on there for the clout. So I think there's a niche that we can fill there. Obviously, I'm not saying our hands are going to be completely clean on dunking on people. I'm not saying we're going to be completely clean on that aspect, but for the most part, I'd like to actually get people's opinions and takes on a bunch of different problems in dating today. So that's why I wanted to start that. Now, second thing he was talking about is we are going to be rolling out some merchandise pretty soon. So it's going to be on Etsy, Shopify, Amazon. So we're designing some of the phone cases, the shirts, and the coffee mugs that we'll be representing.
Yes.
On the show.
Yes, coffee's for closer, and we like drinking a lot of coffee, so
yeah, we do.
We might as well share that with everyone. And Austin hit me with it. Austin comes up with a lot of ideas, and we laugh about them at the dealership because we both think about them randomly, like just out of the blue, like, hey, I got an idea. But mostly ideas are great because we share those ideas, and those ideas come to action. And so that's what you got to do, man. If you have an idea, share it with somebody and allow that idea to come to action. And so when Austin first hit me with dating, I'm like, bro, really? Like, what?
He said, you trying to get me in trouble.
I said exactly what. You trying to get me in trouble, bro? Like dating, but I got to really thinking about it yesterday. And so I'm kind of an improv guy. You turn the camera on and I just go, right? So I don't really game plan or think about what I'm going to say. But as Austin said that, I started really thinking about some stuff, right? I started really thinking about all these women saying that they want Mr. Right. And all these guys saying that they want Mrs. Right. My daughter particularly, she doesn't have Mr. Right, and she hadn't found Mr. Right yet. And so I want to interview her seriously and find out, what it is, what she's looking for, and why she hadn't found him yet. I don't know, and I don't get in her business like that, but this is a time to do that. And I also want to find out, what keeps the marriages together. I think you have to date your wife. I think you have to go out on beautiful evenings and take that walk, man. I don't think you can just have a marriage and then just end it there. I think dating's huge, Absolutely. And so, again, I see a lot of women say, hey, I'm looking for Mr. Right, I'm looking for this, and I'm looking for that. Well, as we dive into it, I got a lot of things to say about that, but, I want to get some information and, filter this in some positive ways and learn some knowledge and not only, talk about some people and downplay some things, but, get some knowledge of dating too. I might get a tip or avenue how to date my wife better.
Absolutely. Married couples too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, you still have to date.
Yeah,
if someone's been married 10, 15, 20 years, we want to, I want to know why. I want to know what's made that successful. What are some landmines that you guys have had to avoid? What's some pitfalls that you've had to get out of? Those are the things that are important too, not just the flashy stuff that you see about, dealing with women with OnlyFans, like a lot of these shows talk about women with high body counts, men with high body count. Like that's the type of stuff they just talk about and being promiscuity. They don't talk about actual emotions and the things that humans feel in a relationship or, putting themselves out on the line. And,
and a lot of people are scared to date.
They are.
Really, we can jump into it. A lot of people are scared to date is because of the way the society is today. It's scary out here, man. Particularly Alicia has a friend that, is moving like all the way to Iowa or somewhere with a guy she met on the internet. And I'm not going to say any names, but that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
That's a long way from home, not knowing anything other than what you've seen up front. Now, when you get to that backstage, it could be totally different. So, a lot of people are scared to date.
catfish.
That's it. So, we can gain tips and
that's
you
a
can
real
gain
thing.
knowledge of, how to date someone or, how to ask somebody out on a date. Who knows?
I want to do it to get into the minds of the people in
Absolutely.
this generation and the previous generation too, because you've been 44 years old.
Yeah.
You grew up dating differently at my age.
Absolutely.
Than
Yeah, y'all
I have
date on the
ability to
internet.
do it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it has its perks. It has its downfalls for
Yeah.
sure. I would say it has more downfalls.
Mm-hmm.
One, I would say women have way more options than they would have before.
Yeah.
And then two, men have the ability to not get emotionally attached to people. People in general, men and women have the ability to not get emotionally attached and just treat people more as objects, and then just this one's done, next one. This one's done,
Yeah.
next one.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely an issue. Honestly, I think it's both sides because I think men in general could be happier doing that, but it still leaves something. It still leaves something inside of you empty whenever you're not getting that emotional side fulfilled. Whenever you're not talking to somebody as a person.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. And, again, you made me think of, myself and, 50, 40, 60. That's the joy of the world today. We get both sides of it, right? We get that hands-on because we didn't have that technology and that form of communication with the phone, but we also get it with the phone. So we have two forms of research there that we can use, right? We can use hands-on, face-to-face, and then now we can use the media or social media or our phones to research in that way. So, I get the joy of both worlds, and, both of those could be deadly and both of those could be profitable. So, you got to be wisely of, and pick and choose, what you're looking at. So, but, I get the joy of both worlds. I can Google, hey, what's the best date for my wife? I can Google anything, or I can say, hey, this has worked. She was happy doing this time. Let me do this again. Let me try that again. So it works in both worlds. So, and that's in not only in dating, that's in everything. That's in every aspect you can think of. You could either find it face to face by talking to somebody or looking on the internet.
How would you? I got a question. How would you say that your relationship has changed? Not the actual relationship. But how is going from not having phones when you guys, or I'm sure you guys had phones, but they were they were
flip phones.
Yeah, they were almost irrelevant.
Yeah, they was irrelevant.
You used them to call people.
You call people.
Yeah. So how has it gone from basically not having phones to having the smartest phones we've ever seen? How has that changed the relationship dynamic? I'm not saying it's changed your guys' relationship, but how has it affected it and molded it in a
It's elevated it. It's elevated to a higher level.
You think so?
Absolutely, I know so. It's elevated to a higher level with no phone, right? My wife, us being apart all day, right? Our work hours all day long, right? I hadn't talked to her all day long. Watch this now. Love you too. Okay, great. She's good. So it's changed it tremendously. Really, it's changed tremendously. I hadn't talked to you this morning. I left early this morning. May not see her all day, right? She left this morning. Hey, have a great day. All right, you too. Great. We're good. It's changed it immediately. I mean, immediately. And it it's so fun is because you can do so many things with a phone, right? I don't have to go to Walmart and buy a birthday card now when I'm late for the birthday. I don't have to go to Walmart now when I'm late for an anniversary. I can do it right from my phone and make a flyer and make a card and send it straight to her. So for me, it's changed it, tremendously. It's elevated it because now I have communication at all points and times. Now, I don't have one, but she has a iWatch, right? Apple Watch. So she don't even have to pick up her phone anymore. I text her now. She looks at it. Oh, great. My day's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's elevated my life tremendously. We're able to, go places, research places like, when we go on vacation, May 15th through the 19th, we're going to a whole new island that we've never been to before. Without a phone, without research, we have no idea how to get to this island to enjoy us together looking at something beautiful. Like our relationship.
I think like we said it before, the phone is a tool because you guys came from a certain era. It's not just a certain because there's people your age that are gonna do shady things too and cheat and do
right for sure.
But you guys use it in a way that builds the trust versus having your phone turned over and having your phone on do not disturb all the time or
Yeah, absolutely. It happens.
Exactly.
It happens.
a lot of people have, like, my generation is obsessed with checking, either, saying that you should check each other's phone or don't do that because you're going to have nothing but hurt feelings.
Right, for sure.
So it's kind of cool to hear that perspective from you guys, that you guys use it in a way that, helps and aids in your communication and trust versus, some people my age that might look at this thing as what's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Is it something that I want to find out?
No, that's a great tool, man. And let me share with you, I'm not afraid to say anything anymore. And for me, this podcast has allowed me to open up my life and share a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have shared without probably this podcast, because I'm not really talking to anybody about it. But anyway, I used to hide my phone all the time. I used to have my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time. I really did, man. And so I was doing things I ain't have no business doing. But I don't anymore. I really don't. Also, I told you, man, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I can't even remember. It's so long ago that I changed my life around, right? I'm not going to hide anything from anybody. It's because I want everybody to know the real me, and I want everybody to know that I am genuine. So, my wife knows my passcode. I know her passcode. She knows my password to Facebook and every other social media I have, right? I don't hide my phone. As soon as I get home, I take all the stuff out of my pockets anyway. Typically, I don't want to have my phone at home. It's because it's ringing off the hook or it's texting off the hook. It's so busy. So as soon as I get home, I take it, I throw it on the nightstand, and that's pretty much it. But with all of that being said, even though we know each other's passwords, even though we know each other's how to get into each other's emails and all of that, we respect each other's belongings. We respect each other and we trust each other enough to know that, guess what? Even though I know all of this stuff, I don't have to go back and look at his phone. I don't have to go back and look at her phone. We trust each other to know, guess what? This is the way that it's going to be. This is our relationship. And Alicia and I, we've made a pact about 4 years ago that we just want to live the rest of our life in peace. We don't want to bring any drama on each other. We want to live our life in peace, and we made that pact. Whatever it is, say it up front. Whatever you got, show me up front. Whatever it is, just say it so we can move on and live peacefully. And that's what we're going to do. And so, don't be afraid to share that information. If you have a phone and there's something in there, some content that you don't want nobody to see, get right with yourself. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you to hide it or keep it. That's your business. But if you're feeling some type of way about it, and you're afraid of that, to share that content, then, you probably should get right with yourself.
It's that underlying feeling, that pit in your stomach.
Absolutely.
It's going to eat you from the inside.
Yes.
That content that you don't want anybody to see.
No, not at all.
That phone call you don't want anybody to see. The stuff you're hiding, that's what's going to eat you alive.
That's what's going to eat you alive, man.
That feeling that you have that you're not telling your partner.
Yes.
When you guys could address it and be over it in 2 minutes.
Yes. And let me share with you guys, that used to eat me up, and it wasn't something that, I was doing majorly bad. It could be a post on Facebook that somebody said about a woman or women, or, it could be something about Walmart. Somebody's downplaying Walmart and she works there. And, it could be anything, it could be, the kids got, it could be anything. It could be some bad news on K10. You know what I'm saying? Anything, right? But with that being said, that will eat you alive more than anything. So you might as well be up front. You might as well be on Front Street, man. You might as well, because in the end, that drama's going to eat you up. I was sharing that with Marcus Cobb. I said, Marcus, man, all my drama, I brought my drama on myself. I brought it all on myself.
Accountability.
And I brought it all on myself, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So, use your phone wisely. Use it wisely, and if you are single and you're dating, use it wisely. Find somebody that you enjoy talking to. Find somebody that can help you grow. Research about yourself. And if you're married, use it to increase the dating nights that you go on. Use it to increase the love that you have for someone. Use it to increase your communication with someone, whether it's good or bad.
You know that I've been kind of seeing somebody recently.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday.
I'm glad that you said that. I didn't want to dive into it and get into your business with dating online, but elaborate.
I did meet somebody a couple months ago, and we started talking. I met him online, and then but we haven't been talking online. Like, we've met and we've gone out. But I've just more and more slowly started to drift into a zone of just focusing on what I want to focus on, work and this, and then kickboxing whenever I'm there. It just this takes so much mental stamina, and work takes so much mental stamina, as the day that I had yesterday, you can attest to.
Yes.
And just, being mentally strong and dealing with stuff like that, and then going and focusing on a kickboxing camp 4 days a week, and then running at 5 a.m., getting up, doing this. Now we're adding another 2 to 3 interviews with the Loosely Dating, hopefully a week. I've already got one set up for today. I had one set up for last night, but babysitter couldn't get a babysitter, so she couldn't do the interview. So we're going to reschedule that. So 3 interviews already this week lined up. Anyways, I'm so focused on building what I want to build and building the life that I want to build. I just flat out told her yesterday, I don't know. I don't think I have a place for you in my life right now, and you don't deserve that. You won't be a priority. So I was just brutally honest with her. I was nice about it, but I just told her, you deserve somebody that can give you the attention that you want, but I can't do that right now. So that's not what I want. I want to build my brands. I want to build my bank account. I want to build a life that my freedom that I want. I want to be free, and I have to do these things. I have to put in the 13, 14, 15-hour days, and I can't make you a priority.
How'd you feel?
It sucks. I mean,
how'd you feel afterward?
It's good to let her be on, or to let her know how I feel, and to be honest about it, because that's the last thing I want to do is just drag somebody along, and then them 3 months from now just wonder why I'm not giving them the attention, even though they might see how busy I am. They still haven't heard it out loud from me that, hey, this is my priorities. And, she still wants to see me, but I'm kind of like, I don't know how fair that is to her. I'm kind of positioning it to where, she might be able to move on, because I just don't, just being honest, I'm not where I want to date. I want to build this. I have plenty of time to date. Now, do I like dating and going on dates? Yes, but when am I going to have time for that now?
Right. No, I totally understand. Here's a good thing that you've done. Actually, the great thing that you've done. You told her up front. You didn't wait 3 months down the road and she figure out why you're not the same person that you was in the beginning. Can't figure out why you changed all of a sudden. She can't figure out why you're not spending as much time with her as you was. Now she's devastated. Now she's hurt to the max and don't understand. That's a totally different side of being hurt up front, knowing that, guess what, this guy's being honest with me. 1, he's a great guy because he's being honest with me. 2, if something ever arises and I still see him and I still date him, I can trust him with his word. And 3, he's not afraid to step it up for me, for him, in this relationship. So right then, that's the reason she said she still wanted to see you, right? Regardless if you want to date her or not, what you done was share with her 3 things about you that she might not even know. She could have went 3 or 4 months down the road also and find out these things and figure out, guess what? I not only wasted my damn time, but I also wasted his time because he ain't who I wanted him to be. But now she figured that out. And so date her. When she wants to see her, right? Because you've told her up front what the situation was. Now, when you have that time or that minute that you can do it, do it. I would do it. I wouldn't, push her away. It's because you told her up front. Now she can make time for you and say, hey, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it may be, that time is not limited for her. And, she's not rushing through it or trying to, make you her boo or whatever. And so, that's a good thing, man. And, you gotta, in any relationship, you gotta be upfront. Any relationship, you gotta be upfront. In my relationship in the beginning, I was upfront. In the middle, that's where I wasn't. But in the end, I'm upfront now because the destination is where I really want to be at. The destination, and that destination is for life. So good job, man. I mean, and here's something for you, right? You figured it out early that you don't want to date, right? You didn't go on several dates and then waste that time and then say, oh, shoot, I don't have time to do the podcast. I don't have time to do this is because I'm over here on a date that ain't even working out, that I don't even want to be on this date. See what I'm saying? And so, good. You got your priorities in line, man.
When we were just recording 2 days a week, and then I was just kickboxing and working, I had time. I had not a ton of time, but I had a little bit of time. Now that we're adding a whole new segment to the show that's probably going to be just as many episodes as our other two combined.
Yeah.
On the weekly, hopefully. That, along with the editing, along with the kickboxing, along with working 10, 11-hour days, 12-hour days sometimes, I'm not going to have that time to put in the proper effort that you should when you're actually dating somebody. And I made my decision on what I want to make a priority. So I feel like I had to at least give her that opportunity to make the decision. And for now, she's made the decision. She still wants to see me, but who knows, how long that'll last. And, whatever she decides down the line, I completely understand.
Right.
Because, she is going to want something more stable down the line.
Yeah.
And I'm, doing 17 things in a week.
Right.
It's not completely sustainable for me to put in that kind of effort on a relationship and on another person. I told her these next couple of years, I'm going to be pretty selfish. Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person, but I'm going to be pretty selfish.
Yeah. Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yeah.
And, if this makes sense to you, if this makes sense to y'all, you have the time to do it. You have the time to do it. It's just not time for the time slot yet. It's not time for that time slot yet, right? It's just like an appointment you set at the doctor. I got one at 3 o'clock, right? If I go at 1 o'clock, I ain't getting in.
Nope.
Because it's not my time slot yet. So you do have the time. It's just not allotted for the slot yet.
It's my 1 o'clock. It's not 3 o'clock for me yet.
Absolutely. There you go.
Man. Loosely Dating, coming soon. I actually have our first interview today.
Good. Coming soon.
The people you admire, that you read about, that you watch on the sports, that you watch in movies, that you watch in, politics or military, you read about the heroes, were not 4-day-a-week people. They did not follow that. The heroes you admire didn't follow that strategy. That is purely a propaganda being sold by a bunch of people that went to universities that some professor told them to work 4 days a week, and they're coming out being, disciples of these prophets saying 4 days a week, not realizing they just ruined somebody's dreams by saying to work 4 days a week.
So true.
You work 6 days a week?
6 days a week.
6 days a week.
6 days a week at the dealership. 6 days a week at the dealership, and then number seven is in the community doing something. Whether it's on my phone or doing something, man, working on an event. So it's so true, man. It's so true.
I don't work 7 days a week. I will be honest with you. I take my Sundays off. Some days I'll do some studying. I'll do this or that and mess around with some video editing, practicing different stuff. But on the Sundays, when I have my day off, I take my day off and rest. But in those 6 days that I work, I get more done than, I'm not going to say 99%, but I get more work done than everybody working a 40-hour week. I get more done than most people working 6 days a week. But because of the things, I'm starting to get much more disciplined. Like getting up at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. is getting much easier to get up, do this, and then stay up, and then edit the video, and then upload it, and then I'm working on cutting the shorts up for social media, and putting myself in a position to get things accomplished throughout the day, like you talked about. If you get up at 5:30, now you have 2 extra hours of things that you can get accomplished, and then after work as well. So what I do accomplish in those 6 days, I know everybody talks about 7 days a week, 24/7. For the most part, I take my 1 day off. I do. Even though I'm off today, technically it's Tuesday, I'm off today, I'm going to be working this entire day. Maybe not the entire day, but most of the day, because we're recording this podcast. I've got to upload it. So I can get it onto my other computer on my Mac so I can edit it. I've got to edit it, and then I've got to cut it to where I can upload it to YouTube. And then guess what? I have that interview at 4 o'clock, so I've got to prepare for that, make sure I have all the questions ready. I have to make sure that I have a different setup that's not the loosely business setup. I have to do the loosely dating. I had to go create the social media stuff for it. I've had to create the logos. I mean, there's a bunch of different stuff. I've got to find the intro music. I've got to create. There's all these things that I don't have an editor. I don't have a producer to do any of this kind of stuff. So if I want to build my brand, nobody's going to do it for me. Nobody's going to do it for us. We want to build our brand. Nobody's going to do it for us. Nobody's going to come in here at 6 a.m. and record the podcast 2 days a week. Mm-hmm. No one's going to do that but us, for us, right? Mm-hmm. No one's going to go to work to fund what we want to do, to fund your life and to fund what you want to do with your family. So to be who you want to be, you have to do the things that you don't necessarily want to do. Would I love to have somebody that would just do this shit for me for free?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm building a skill set that makes me irreplaceable in my business. It's like Rocky says, I can come in there and do any one of your jobs, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I don't want to. That's why I hired you. So eventually, hopefully, we can just hire somebody to do this. But for now, I'm the one. It's on me.
That's it.
It's there. We talk about accountability. You talked about accountability. It's on me. It's on you to build our brands that we want. Mm-hmm. No one else. I mean, we got to get some trademarks. We were going to talk about. I mean, no one's going to pay those fees but us.
But us.
So that's going to be on us.
Yeah.
And I think we can design some really cool merchandise. Like, I'm actually really excited to get those coffee cups and phone cases.
Phone case, yeah.
So, and actually, do you have the MagSafe case or no?
No.
So mine, I have a magnet in here, and then I can,
Alicia does.
Yeah, and then I have a little charger that I can. Yeah. That's what I charge my
charger.
phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I can order one of those cases for us too. Yeah. So if you want, I can order one like that for you. I can just order a regular case. That's up to you. I'm getting one like this where I have the magnet on mine.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
So we're working on a couple of different things as far as the merchandise. Very excited about that. And that's just for Loosely Business. I haven't even started thinking about any of that because we haven't done any interviews.
Yeah.
So I haven't even started that. I mean, we'll start the interviews today, but it's just a lot of exciting things. But to get back to this point, it's 4 days a week. It's not going to cut it. What is 4 days a week? What is that, 32 hours on an 8-hour day?
Yep.
A lot of people don't even work 8 hours a day. A lot of people work 6-7 hours a day.
Take an hour lunch break a day. You know what I figured out, man? Everybody that works 4 days a week is still working right now. Everybody that works 4 days a week is still working at age 70. And they're working their tails off. They're working their butts off.
That's harder than
they
working
are struggling
60
right now. They are struggling right now at 4 days a week. Those are all those folks. You know, all my friends used to tell me, man, we work 5 days a week. We're off on Saturday and Sunday. That's the life. That's the love. That's the life that we want to be. Well, the same folks that I'm looking at that are working Monday through Friday on Saturdays and Sundays, they're still not doing anything. That Saturday and Sunday is still just open. They're just hanging out at home. I don't want to hang out at home. I just want to hang out at home during the week, and then on the weekend on my day off, I want to go do something fun because I deserve it, because I busted my butt all week long. You know, just like Austin said, yes, I'm on my phone, but at 12 o'clock, my phone goes on Do Not Disturb. Do not call me. You can, but I'm not going to answer the phone. At 12 o'clock, my phone goes on Do Not Disturb on Sunday so that I don't have to worry about my phone. I don't have to pick up my phone. So again, on Sunday, yes, I get up at 5 a.m. I get my lawn mowed. I do all of that stuff. So by 12 o'clock, I can relax and I can enjoy my day. Mm-hmm. I'm still working. I'm still working, guys, from 5 in the morning to 12. That's 7 hours. Okay, no break. I just bust my butt. And then after that, I turn my phone off because I truly believe hard work pays off. And at 4 days a week, how can you get anything accomplished? In 4 days a week, if you start on something on Monday and you're working on it and then 3 days pass you don't even have no time to follow up on what you just done. You don't have no time to review what you just done. You can't even make a mistake in 4 days because you can't go back and fix it.
Even if you're a millionaire business owner, a billionaire business owner.
They work every day.
You're going to work more than 4 days a week. You're damn sure going to work.
They work every day. How do you think they count all their millions and billions? Do you think they just sit at home and say, oh, okay, 2 weeks and blah, blah, let me count my money? No. They're counting their money every single day. They're getting notifications every single day. And believe it or not, the owners of the company is calling all the top management and texting them and calling them and texting them. You may not see them. You may not hear them, but top management does.
It's behind the scenes.
I guarantee you top management does.
Just
Our
the-
owner sits right next to me.
Yep.
Austin sits right behind him every day. So let us not be working and watch what happened.
I
4 days to turn into 3 months, bell to bell.
answer a couple wrong questions like I did yesterday.
Yeah.
And
You will be 3 months working 8 to 8. So you better just come in and work 6 days a week and get it
talking
over
about
with.
millionaires always working. I mean, I'm not going to get into specifics at all, but we send our numbers to the owner every single day after we close up.
Talk to him every night.
Every single night we send them to him. Well, I mean, normally you would think, okay, we just send it to him. He looks at it. Okay, boom, moves on to the next day. He keeps his own tracking of exactly where we're at. But we have a tracking log at the dealership of where we're at for the month.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, there was a discrepancy in his and ours by like 5%. I'll say, I'm not going to say the numbers, by like 5%.
Yeah.
And he was asking our finance manager, where's this coming from? Why is there a difference? So if it's not within like a small margin, then guess what? You know why? Because he wants to know where the hell his money is. Why am I missing money? You guys are saying you're at this, but really we're here. Why is this the difference? Why is there this difference? Because that's going to come out of his paycheck. So if he doesn't track his money, who's going to?
Nobody.
Who's going to? If he just doesn't pay attention, he could miss things.
Yep,
that could
nobody.
cost him money. That could cost, paying for his family. He just paid for, his son's bachelor trip.
Yeah.
That could be the difference in paying himself back for a part of that bachelor trip.
Yeah. Working 4 days a week could get you there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens at 4 days a week. You miss out on stuff.
You miss.
You miss out on stuff because if you work 6 days a week or 5 days a week versus 4 days a week, you got more money. You get paid more. It's like the guys that work by the hour. They want to go home after 40 hours. I don't. I want 80. I want 90. I want 100 hours a week because I get paid by the hour. You get paid by the hour, and guys are ready to go to lunch all of a sudden, like all the time. Can I go to lunch? Can I go to lunch? I'm ready to go home. It's 4:30. I'm gone. You get paid by the hour. There's still work to be done, and we allow it. We allow it at the dealership. You get paid by the hour. There's still work to be done. You can stay, hang out. You can work. No, I want to go home. I got something to do. What do you have to do? What do you have to do in those days? And the only thing that I can hear is, I got to go home and play video games. I got to go home and play video games. Or I got to go home and work out. Or I got to go home and smoke. That's all I hear. I got to go home and smoke. I got to go home and play video games. Or I got to go work out. Well, me and Lawson get up at 4 a.m. Watch this. I worked out. I recorded a podcast. I went to work 13 hours. I got all that done this morning. And you ready to get off of work and go home and do all this stuff at 4:30. Well, by 4:30, I'm still working. So you have time. You have time to do all these things. But again, in this 4-day work week, those other days are too important for you to be doing something like work. You want to go and play in Him Hall and bullshit around.
I mean, if you just want a normal life, white picket fence, in today's society, I wouldn't recommend doing the minimum. But if you just want to do the minimum and that makes you truly happy, that's fine. But if you have big aspirations, you want to build a business, you want to make it to the top of a company, you want to do this or that, you're going to have to do more than the I'm not even going to say the minimum. Because if you're thinking about the minimum, then you're never going to get there. Unless you just get the big bang and just happen to be the luckiest man in the world. Mm-hmm. If you're thinking about the minimum, you better discard all those dreams. Mm-hmm. If your dreams are bigger than your work ethic, okay, I'm not going to say that because you got to have big dreams. But if your work ethic doesn't come close to your dreams,
you got to match it.
You got to match it. Yeah. Because you will never get to where you want to go.
You got to match it.
And yeah, I mean, don't get lapped.
Yeah,
there's people that will lap you. There are killers. I think it was Patrick Bet David. They're the guy when he's saying take a damn day off. There's that guy that people want to take a damn day off, but they don't because they're on a mission. Don't take that damn day off. I mean, no, okay, literally you can take a day off, but when you're working, what the hell are you doing? Because most people will go to work, even at the dealership. We have salesmen that will come in there, and if they're working 10 hours that day, they'll actually work for 3.5 hours that day, 4 hours. So if you're working 40% of your time, what are you doing with that other 60%?
Wasting it.
Now let's put that in perspective for the rest of your day. You want to be an entrepreneur. You want to be financially free. You want to end up owning real estate, which we hear all the time. Everyone who comes through the sales wants to end up owning real estate, which is a great goal. But if you're working 4 hours out of 24 hours, what is that, 1/6?
Yeah.
So that's what, 16%, 17%, something like that?
Yeah.
If you're working 15, 16, 17% of your day, how the hell are you going to accomplish anything?
You're not. I ask guys quite frequently, would you like to bet me $1,000 that you will be in the same position you are right now, this same time next year? Would you bet me $1,000? They never bet me.
My first year when I was a salesman, so I only sold 11 months of the dealership. I got promoted on my 1 year. It was like 4 months, but 5 months before I got promoted, I think. Or no, it was just a couple months it was just a couple months because Frankie hadn't left yet. You made that same thing. It was like September or something, August. You made me and all the other salesmen that bet. I think you did like $2,000.
I did $2,000.
And guess what? I was too damn scared to say yes. And guess what? Like 3 months later, I got promoted.
You should have said yes.
Now I pretty much doubled my income.
Yep.
I would have made an extra $2,000.
You would have made an extra $2,000.
But because I didn't believe in myself, I was 22 years old and didn't believe in myself. I cost myself $2,000. Because he would have paid me. He would have paid me.
Would have paid him. Cost himself $2,000. And I say that all the time to guys, and guys never bet me. And it tells me right then where we're going to be at for the following year. It's because people are afraid to work, man. People are afraid to work extra. People are afraid to work their day off. People are afraid to go 6 days a week because they think that their time is more important doing something that they just want to do for comfort, right? People don't want to work hard to be out of their comfort zone to make sure that they are elevating and exhausting everything that they can so they can have a better life next year. I don't want to be the same right now for next year. I don't want to be the same. I never want to be the same. I want to elevate my life. And, someone told me one time, you got to be content with your life. I am content with my life. But guess what? My life is going to move up, right? I am content with it. I love everything about my life. I just want to move up. I don't want to stay the same. Well, how do you move up? You got to work extremely hard in doing that, right? I want to move up financially. I want to move up as a better person. I want to move up as a better father. I want to move up as a better human being. And I got to work on myself 7 days a week. I can take some time off. I can take a day off. I got to work on myself 7 days a week so that I can be the best version of me. So when it's time to take a break, I can take a break and not worry. I could take a break and not stress. I could take a break and not lose time or lose experience on whatever I'm going, or lose that accomplishment that I want to take.
Taking time off is not the problem. It's
the mindset when you take the time off.
Exactly, because you work your ass off 6 days a week. I work my ass off 6 days a week. It's okay to take that seventh day off.
Absolutely.
But the problem is most people don't accomplish anything in the 4 or 5 days that they work. Then they want to take 2-3 days off and act like they deserve it.
Yes.
Again, if you just want to just coast through life and enjoy life that way, that's fine. But if you want to build a business, you want to build a brand, you want to, move up in a company, as I said, those things are not going to happen working 4 or 5 days a week, just average punching the clock time, not doing anything extra at the job, having a bad attitude about it, and then acting like those 2 to 3 days off that you're going to get are entitled to you, and that those are like a necessitative part of life.
Yeah.
People talk about work-life balance. Guess what? Back 2,000 years ago, you think people had a work-life balance? They were always worried about a damn lion coming to kill them, a tiger coming to kill them, a snake coming out of the tree. They were always on edge. We have hardly anything that'll kill us compared to what we used to. Yeah, we have gun violence, obviously an issue. We have issues today, but your life is not as near as, or you're not going to go hungry. You're not going to be threatened like you were 2,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine living in Africa 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You think you weren't scared?
Yeah. Very.
You think you weren't scared every day?
Yeah,
You think
very.
you weren't foraging for food every day, trying to figure
Very.
out how to eat every day?
Very.
So they were working all the time.
All the time.
Today we just live such cushy lives that people don't want to face the reality that their life is easy and they're not doing anything to overcome, any adversity to build their character.
Yeah, too many handouts. Too many handouts in today's society. Too many handouts. Too many slaps on the wrist.
Participation trophies.
Participation trophies. That's exactly what it is. And you got to learn the hard way. You got to learn the hard way. And how do you learn the hard way? Is put your nose down and get to work. Put your nose down and get to work. Just like Austin said, it's okay to work 4 days a week. Whatever goal in life that you have, right? If you want to just be simple and just live the day-to-day work, 9 to 5, and just live a simple life of going home and just going back to work, that's fine. That's your life. But if you want to live a exciting, emotional, ecstatic, fun, exciting life, and you don't want to be tied down to bills and debt and not going places and not seeing the world and not elevating your life financially and not elevating your life with fun material things that you deserve, then yes, work 4 days a week. But if you want a lavish life, that's good, that's fun, that's loving, that's fulfilled with excitement and accomplishment and goals, then you have to work a lot. You have to work 5, 6, 7, 8 days a week. You have to work all the time. And again, you don't have to work as hard sometimes as you would other times, but you have to work all the time. And that's the best way that I can say it to you. God give us all of life. God gives us all of a life that we can live to the greatest that we want to. We just have to work hard. Even in the simplest life, you still have to work hard to make it simple. Because if not, it becomes chaotic. It's because chaos kills curiosity. Really. So again, it's okay to work 4 days a week if you want just that simple life. But if you want a life fulfilled with excitement, love, fun, things to do, amusement, enthusiasm, and you want to live that lavish life, you got to work hard. You got to put in the work. Put in the work. We said this at church a couple years ago. You got to put in the work. God puts in the work. What work are you putting it in? He gives us all these things, bro, all the time. You got here's everything that you want right here. Will you go grab it? Some people don't go grab it. They scared. Some people don't even go up to it. They don't even look at it because they're scared. Some people don't even want it because they're scared. Some people are so comforted in what they're doing and doing nothing that they don't want it. And you know what it is? He put it right there in front of us. It's called hard work. You just got to go grab it and get to work.
Get up, get out of bed, and get going.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world.